Okay, just give me a moment. I'm going to be sharing the stream with a few groups, and then we will proceed. Kind of weird. Kind of wish there was a faster way to do this, but we're not. It's not happening anytime soon. We'll just have to live with it. Okay. Anyway, while we're waiting on the group sharings and whatnot, I am very curious as to what you guys think about the format in general. So far, word on the street is that it's pretty much crystallized around red and green being very good colors, white being up there, black and blue n- not kind of cutting it. Actually, it's more like not cutting it at all. Black is a bit more serviceable, but blue has kind of there are some good cards individually. Blue black has one of the has a very good rare in that color combination, Kaito. But otherwise, the problem is that the Proliferate did not meet up to anyone's standards. It's actually been kind of weak. Anyway, what's up, everyone? Hello, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be doing our first premier draft of Phyrexia AWBO. Maybe it's still faster to say all will be one. Anyway, without further ado, we'll cash our draft token in. We should get the table relatively quickly. Hey, Tim Sopcat, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? Okay, we should be... Oh yeah, we have to say we're ready also. And there we go. Let's see what we got. Now, not the most powerful rare, but this is but it's still decent. It's a 2-mana 3/3. We can it's a 2-mana 3/3, and we can, and this her second ability is relevant. Getting a card back from the yard. Volt Charge is pretty good too. Do I want to get into green white right away? Probably. Just for the lows, I kind of at least want to take the rare. But Full Charge is a solid card. That would be the pick. Otherwise, yeah, we'll take. I want to take a little value at rare value. I'm gonna at least be looking for the Dune Mover or the Veil of Assimilation to come back. The Bardiche not so much. Sinew Dancer's fine too, I guess. Now let's see. Is Toxic kind of open? Sort of. Venomous Brutalizer is up there for Toxic. We can get there. We can still if we go for main green, we can somehow pivot into red. We'll just have to be on the lookout for cards like, say, the Prophetic Prism, the Prophetic Prism, Contagious Vorak. But definitely going for the Brutalizer here. We're going to be doing our own Toxic, I guess. Now, we'll see if that game plan pans out or not. And so far, okay, wow. We're left with blue and black, which are unfortunate. I would not consider this a signal because it's still they're still the worst colors. I would rather just force them out. Probably not the Bardiche. So definitely the Mandible. I guess I could also take the Titanic Growth. It's a decent combat trick in itself. Actually, this is probably not so bad considering a lot of them green-white toxic creatures green tends to have the larger creatures, but white tends to have all the smaller ones. So having a Titanic Growth is not such a bad idea after all. Hey, good evening to you too, and hey, finally, getting some audio in indicators there. Yeah, thank you for sharing the stream as well. So let's see. Predation Steward is fine if you're going for oil. If we're going for Toxic, it's gonna definitely be the Basilisk. Yeah, we'll go for the Basilisk on this one. Hey, thank you also for sending 100 stars. That's actually been very kind of you. So far, you have been pretty much my #1 contributor. So technically, we could shift to green red at a moment's notice here. So we're not completely tied to this one. Maze Mantle is a decent combat trick also for if we go all in on the Toxic, where I might actually just take the Terramorphic Expanse, because this allows us to draft green red and splash white for Melira if we're going for that. Yeah, I'm not too convinced. It's a bit too early for Maze's Mantle. We'll take the Terramorphic Expanse here. Yeah, well, this is a solid indicator for going into Toxic. Basilica Shepherd has been relatively good. Another Terramorphic Expanse, but now we have a card that we actually want to take. We do have to also be careful that this is a double black green into a double white. We want to avoid messing up our mana too much. I would say that this is the indicator that Toxic is kind of open, but we really want all the cheap Toxic creatures. The only way Poison works, Corrupted works, is if you can get it really fast, really early. So far, we're seeing no indicators of that whatsoever. We're gonna take the Adaptive Spore Singer while we're still there. Yeah, definitely avoiding. I'm avoiding blue-black like the plague right now. There might be a draft that I might one day that I will end up taking it, but I don't see any reason to draft blue or black at the moment. Black is the more likely one because it has removal. We could kind of splash for it, but it's super underwhelming. The rest of the pack will have to be super dry. Okay, we got ourselves a Plague Nurse. It buffs the Toxic even more. Prophetic Prism is the safer bet. We are kind of high on the force. Yeah, I think I actually want to take the Prophetic Prism here. Have at least one way of fixing color somewhat. Actually, you want to have multiple ways if you want to prepare yourself for a splash. The Terramorphic Expanse by itself is not going to be enough because half the time you're going to be using this for one of your main colors, so you want to have multiple options. I say a general rule is 2 ways for every one card you're splashing. You want 2 ways to go around it. I'm willing to speculate on this one, but Tainted Observer is decent, if not weak. It's definitely better than Miran Bardiche at this point because that's a 5-drop. I'm going to speculate on this even though I'm not happy to take it. I'm more happy to take the Prophetic Prism. I'm actually happy to take the Shrapnel Slinger here if red somehow gets open. But yeah, as you can see, everyone knows what they're doing. They're avoiding blue like the plague. No one wants to draft blue if they have a choice. That said, I should take some of these just to fill out the collection. And we get the dud rare. Mirren Safe House doesn't really do much. There's an Immobilizer. This is actually really sad. The Maze Skull Bomb is a trick. We probably should be taking Contagious Vorak here. Artifacts are not exactly the strongest suit here though. I could speculate on a Black Splash for Annihilating Glare because we are awfully short on removal. And since everyone's taking blue, leaving blue out quite a bit, we could just take on the black. I could also just take this one though. Yeah, we'll take this one for now. If we can take a decent on-colored card, I'm gonna take it. Mono Black had its time in Innistrad. Yeah, it's green X aggro. Yeah, I would rate the colors as green, then red, then white. Mostly because of green red. Red white is also probably up there in if you, oh, okay. Can we make it to 8 mana? Well, it's not like there's anything better for us here. What am I gonna take? Thirsting Roots, Prophetic Prism. We'll take the 8-drop, but this is actually not so great because it's highly unlikely for us to. It's rare for us to hit 8 mana here. So do we go Rustvine Cultivator to ramp, or do we go Evolving Adaptive to keep growing our hit creature, so to speak? This is ramp, albeit awfully slow. I think I'll take the Evolving Adaptive. There is a chance that I'm still not closed off to. In fact, okay, let's actually start paying attention to the black now. Though I wouldn't splash for any of these. Lethal Demolitions and no. Sprinter is kind of fine. Like our toxic creatures are awfully few. It's like 1, 2, kind of tree, so that one's not making it. We could actually just go into magmatic sprinter now. See if we can make red work. Although we don't exactly have that many red cards yet. Actually, we do have a shrapnel slinger. Cause surgical spell bomb, it's fine. It's just sorcery speed. Yeah, we're gonna start going and taking red as well. There's a hex gold slash. Basilica Shepherd's probably not gonna make the cut at this point. In fact, the Melira is. There's a chance Melira doesn't make the cut also. I could even just go green, red, blue. Though this is soup. Though we're really stretching it at this point. Alright. There's an old oil gorger troll. We don't exactly have that many oil counters. I'm actually going to take the Dune Mover here. Zealot's Conviction. We don't have in... I think not, but now I do take the troll here. We only need one card to have oil counters, so Magmatic Sprinter can kind of help there. We can kind of like say dump it on the Prophetic Prism, even though it does nothing. It's safe over there. Yeah, blue would not be so bad, because we could cycle it at worst. At least I'm just referring to the spell bomb though. The rest of the creatures not so much. We're probably not gonna get into that. We'll take a Hunter Maze here. Yeah. How do I rate the draft right now? Meh. It's not super not really super exciting. Yeah, I think the part that disappointed Blue Black the most was really the they tried to push proliferate, but the payoffs were just not quite there. I think it also didn't help that most of the proliferate tended to be one shots. I'm trying to there isn't exactly a repeatable proliferate effect. If I remember the original Scars of Mirrodin, there were several effects that were quite repeatable. We could take an autonomous furnace here. Furnace Skull Bomb is also fine. Maze Skull Bomb, kind of fine too. I think I'll take the land though. Yeah, now we take Thirsting Roots because that helps fix. Yeah, we're getting the lands here at least. Now we just need to see if we can. We don't have that many artifacts. We'll take the Softwood Scamp. There's a Trill. Am I trilled? Not usually, no, but okay. We now have a reason to go back into white, or at least keep the white. Rebel Salvo was great in sealed, but since we didn't take enough equipment, Volt Charge is the solid pick here, but we really want. But I'm definitely taking Eternal Wanderer here. Again, we have a Prophetic Prism, Dune Mover, Terramorphic Expanse, so we need to have two. We're going to be running 2 planes at least. Still not going to run Basilica Shepherd though, if I can help it. Yeah, this might be the. I'm already starting to think that I might be regretting passing the Volt Charges. The first Volt Charge was kind of regrettable. Second one, kind of so. Mycosynth Garden's not quite up our alley. Adaptive Spore Singer is probably the safest one. Volshock Splitter is otherwise just plain. Axiom Engraver. We could use some more 2-drops, but I think Adaptive Spore Singer is fine too. Yeah. If we're in shortened playables, Trill of Possibility will come in. Interesting that these are not well, they learned their lesson with the artifact lands the last time. They're definitely not gonna make these artifact lands. Speaking of artifacts, we got Slow Bad, but not. It's a 3-mana 3/3. There is the off chance we can use it to help cast Graz. And it's probably better than anything else here. So yeah, let's have a 3-mana 3/3 vanilla is not the worst thing I can take. Another Terramorphic Expanse is kind of a fit. There's a Crawling Chorus, but we're not exactly. We're probably gonna take the Annex Sentry. This is removal. It will also justify splashing for 2 planes. But we now need to get more cards in. Maybe not. 1/4, 1/5, 2 6s. I guess I can take a Plague Nurse this time, though. It is awfully poor here. We're not exactly the Plague deck. Skyside Engulfer is probably fine too. Yeah, we'll take the Plague Nurse though. We just on curve considerations. We might also have to take a Carnivorous Canopy also because of what we did not take. Kinsmith's a no. Molten Rebuke. Yeah, we can take a Molten Rebuke here. We definitely need some extra removal. 16 and 7, we can probably make some adjustments, like say cut Scamp in favor of a better creature. None of these are quite making the cut. I'll take another Prophetic Prism, but it's just speculative. Definitely taking the Terramorphic Expanse. We're not exactly going to get really good cards back here, so we might as well start filling out our land base. Though Furnace Spellbomb is... I can speculate on the Furnace Spellbomb. I can also speculate on Volshock. Probably the Furnace Spellbomb. Got Hazardous... We can take a Hazardous Blast. More likely to take the Maze Spellbomb. Skull Bomb. I keep saying Spellbomb. That, like it's back in the olden days. It's Skull Bomb. Skull Bomb. Another Terramorphic Expanse. We're definitely going to be able to splash easily. Maybe too easily. We have to also be careful of our mana at this rate. There's how, like if I want to keep these for drawing lands, I probably don't want to be running too many Terramorphic Expanses either. That said, we are splashing for a double white. So I would say the correct. Oh, we did get the Skyside and Golfer. We'll see if we can find room for it. It might be better than Oil Gorger Troll in this case. Okay, first probably take at least one of each. I definitely want to keep this at 2s. So let's see, 6, so 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is how I would mix it, mix the lands here. Now the question is, do I want to sub some of these cards for Skull Bombs? I can argue for taking one creature out. Also, we need to do a check for oil counter cards. Like we have 0 actually, so we can actually sub the Oil Gorger Troll for Skyside Engulfer in this case. It also makes it easier, puts it easier on our mana, I guess. Now, do I want a Maze Skull Bomb? We have a good number of 2s and 3s, so I guess this is fine. Maybe we can. There's an argument for adding the second Hunter Maze or the third Terramorphic Expanse. Yeah, because we also have Dune Mover and Prophetic Prism to fill us out here. There's an argument for putting Basilica Shepherd, but I don't want to pressure the mana anymore than necessary. So I'm going to try this out first. It's possible that we're not going to do very well for this draft. I'm not very confident on this one. We kind of ended up going... it's not... Well, technically the third color is a splash, so... It's not perfect, but it's fine. But ideally, I would have wanted to be in better colors. So, decent start. We can go Prism into Slowbad. If there's anything that we need to... Get Touch Toxic, eh? Okay, we got all our colors, so we can except for Wandering Emperor, we can give up on the Prophetic Prism. Do we go for it quite right away? Yeah, we do. There is no. They could have a counter spell. This will be embarrassing if I end up losing to the worst color combo. Yeah, they. But we'll see if that's what happens. When it goes into Gitaxian Raptor, remove to not the worst. Yeah, definitely gonna go for our lands here at this point. Ooh, this is gonna end up in the bottom, which is really sad. We had to wait to cast it. Put it in your hand. Yeah, we can put. Yeah, this is annoying. If we hit our Terramorphic Expanses, we can reshuffle, so that's not a bad thing. Now let's see if our opponent drafted all the removal. Now that is the one way a blue black deck can be good if everyone avoided it so much that you had access to all the other good stuff. I am going to block the Skull Dweller. If I can keep the opponent off corrupted, that's fine. Yeah, we can blast that. Also, yeah, that. Then next turn we can go. Next turn we can go Basilisk, hold up Titanic Growth. Oh, this does not have flash? Okay. Wow, we might actually lose to the up in the air if this is the case. Well, not like these guys were gonna block either, so. Okay, we get our reshuffle effect now. Might as well grab the second planes. But yeah, we're still. I should also double check the last effect of Wander since that's the one that's gonna be relevant here. Yeah, I guess if you have enough flyers, you could kind of win from there. The Communion is kind of not so relevant here, since. But yeah, we're actually short on removal now that I think of it. Yeah, we did not get a good start here. Opponent aggressively drafting flyers is a thing as well. So we'd be forced to try to draw a card here. Yeah, we're not going to win this one. We would need to hit a certain amount of removal, and our opponent can just ignore creatures from this point on. I think it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We go down to 1. Yeah, we'll just the opponent doesn't have to do it all right away. They're not gonna get me quite yet. Huh. The Living Cure would be nice, but I'm dead in the air in this case. So let's just crack this, see what we get. Maybe no. Oh, shoot. Oh, this is annoying. I'm 1 mana short. If I had played that earlier, maybe and tried to draw off it, I think I could have drawn into it. But yeah, we're gonna have to chalk this up to being quite unlucky, I guess. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to take this out. And we probably would have died to the other two normal damage in this case. Yeah, so that's a really bad beat there. Though I will note that yeah, our opponent got everything so streamlined that that's how it would work. It is an emphasis on drafting some of the long legs as a way to take care of flyers in the future. What are our other outs usually? I guess I could take another hunter, add another hunter maze, cut one forest here. But yeah, we kind of wanted more removal. We didn't even get the good ones like ossification or whatnot. Opponent cracking it right away. Going for green. So next turn we're definitely gonna go for red. Opponent could have an Anoint with Affliction. Nope, just Prophetic Prism, just drawing for now. We're fine with that. So Shrapnel Slinger can take out an artifact problem like that. That's a good target. Like Belly Rat, that's actually fine. So opponent's probably going to give us one counter. That's fine as it is. I actually want to hold on to Hex Gold Slash for as long as possible, because if you're going for toxic, and you have green, you probably have the larger creatures. Those are the ones we really want to take out. Engraver, not so much. We can let that be. The Skull Bomb. Yeah. Opponent might actually just crack it right now. Got ourselves a Molten Rebuke, but can't cast it. I'm actually just tempted to put this here. Start a mini beatdown for now. But we could use some more mana at this point. This one's not well. This one is really only good if you have real oil counter synergies. Our opponent, I'll be surprised if our opponent starts oh, they are discarding and drawing. Well, that's because you're running a lot. The incubation sack is good. The vat of rebirth. Yeah, I think our opponent is just in not a great position. That's why we actually just need one spore singer. Okay, we can burn that. Yeah, opponent's just gonna do the plus. We'll take the hit. Yeah, I'm not liking this now. It's too expensive already. I think yep, I figured they'd do that. Now they will get into corrupted, which might be a problem. Can't re and this goes back. Yeah, we're actually stuck in mana for a while. All of a sudden these skull bombs are looking good already. And I'm probably gonna end up cutting grass. It's just way too expensive. Titanic Growth would be fine too. Okay, finally hit the mana. Opponent's not even going 4-color. Now their deck is reasonable on all accounts. Okay, Phyrexia Arena. Life is getting low though, so Fuseling. So it's a 1/1. I take. I could run this up into a combat trick. Actually, I'm gonna swing into this. See if our opponent's running a counter spell, because I definitely want to cast the Skysight Engulfer. Like if this is just Titanic Growth, I'm fine with this. I know, opponent concedes. I think they missed something. Okay, but we're mill and reanimate. Vial of Rebirth is powered if dropped early. Yeah, that's for the green-black synergies. It requires a lot of sacks, so it's actually closer to green-black-red. But I am going to probably cut the grass at this point. It's just way too expensive. We might just run I don't want to run Basilica Shepherd though. Oil Gorger Troll is a bit weak. I might just run a Spell Bomb. Yeah, we'll just run a Spell Bomb here. Not so sure if that's correct, but I'm gonna side it out because it's way too expensive for now. Yeah, that was a decent one. Yeah, it's always these cases of if it's dropped early, it's good. What if you don't get to drop it early? What gives? Speaking of what gives, this technically would be a mull. I can play Hunter Maze, Terramorphic Expanse for red. Yeah, I'm good. Then cast a Skull Bomb. We're probably going to be drawing cards aggressively. We're going to see the weakness of having a double white splash. Okay, never mind. We drew into a Dune Mover. That would help us with one of our. That will help us with one of our colors. Skrelv's Hive. And the Prophetic Prism also helps as well. Okay, but we're going to go for this first. Gonna hit red. Play Skull Bomb. This one is, well, it's more threatening than Bitter Blossom because they also have Milira, but we're not that deck. So let's see. We'll play Slow Bat first. Also, this comes in with 5, so our opponent might try to swing this at us. I'm fine with it. We'll probably block the token. If it gets killed by a combat effect, it's going to be annoying, but it's not the worst. Plague Nurse. Okay, they're trying to push the Toxic. I'm trying to see if I can mathematically... So this sets up for white in the future. We're gonna need more white after that, so I definitely want to play land, play Dune Mover. I'm most likely gonna just throw the Dune Mover under the bus here. Like, our opponent could activate this, so... It just gives it more Toxic, but it doesn't... Oh yeah, good question. Oh, I can just leave them with a Might. Yeah, I'm gonna... So I can also just sacrifice the Dune Mover at this point if our opponent doesn't swing. I suspect our opponent will try to swing. So now that said, because of the way we tap this,
I've made it just in time. You live because I allow it.
how are we able to... Wait, how are we able to pay this? Oh yeah, we had 1 mana floating. Yeah, might as well sack draw a card. Yeah, we're gonna need to start refilling. We know we're gonna lose Eternal Wanderer here, but our opponent is kind of stuck here. But Eternal Wanderer did the damage, a lot of damage. Tainted Observer. We can rebuke that, but we need to stop drawing lands. Sorcery speed, so probably gonna... Now, here's hoping I did not play that too early. That said... Oh, it's only for... Oh, the mana is only for activating the abilities of artifacts. So, wait, maybe I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I needed to activate it because that's the mana that went to activating this. It's a good thing I did not sack this. That would have been a real embarrassing moment. Opponent might actually start swinging at us with these now, but now I need to hit actual good creatures. Well, there's a good creature. Yeah, we only have a few lands left, so we're gonna just tin the deck up a little bit. Not gonna swing with this one. I am more likely gonna just swing with this. Opponent probably should not be playing lands anymore at this point. Actually, the Contagious Vorax not so. Well, we got our own Milera, so we'll cast the Vorak first. Yep, we whiffed. That's fine. Confirm. No, you're not getting an additional counter. I'm gonna start punching now. Our opponent's more like. This one was good if our opponent actually got the swing in, but they haven't been swinging. Yeah, and we kind of messed up their plan by having our own Milera. So that was pretty good. Prince heavy format similar to Brothers War. I agree with you on that statement. The having the Praetors available for draft adds to that. So we have all the Praetors contributing to that effect. It's similar to Brothers War. Well, it could be worse. It could have been similar to Crimson Vow. That one had really broken ones. This one, there are some really good ones. I think that, well, I guess there are some really good ones. The Domini, the ones where you can pay a certain amount of mana and fulfill a condition to get to give it indestructible. That's also a solid one. Though I think blue is kind of the exception there. You're not always gonna have counters available, but everything else is fine there. Some of the rare creatures, they're all answerable. Oh, the other contributor to that would be black having really poor. I wouldn't say really poor, but it's all really situational removal. Oh, that's a scam. Now the reason we're doing it like this is because we can do Dune Mover to Tutor up top. Our opponent might just have a ton of removal, so it's going to clear out our board a bit. We'll swing first. It's not like we have a... So we're definitely getting one of... Yeah, if our opponent throws a burn spell... Oh no, just Trill. Yeah, we'll set up for the white for now because we know we want double white eventually. Hey, Clinton Cleo Williams Jr. Mr. Clintastic, how are you doing? Opponent has an evolving adaptive into what's presumably a 2-drop. We could just play our Contagion. No, none of that sort. Okay, not really missing any of these guys. I am willing to... Yeah, I'm actually willing to swing with these two. Offer some... Offer a little something. I expect a burn spell for this one, or our opponent just trying to grow... Okay, that's nice. So it's a good thing we swung. It would have been wasted otherwise. But now we are in a bit of a pickle. We might have to just... Well, there's a Molten Rebuke, but it's going to be a while before we get there. am going to just give it the +2/+2 in vigilance. See if our opponent's willing to trade. Most likely they just take the 5. I am probably going to just spend it on the Molten Rebuke here, so I'm just going to take a hit off this one. Have to pay attention to their mana. If they have a combat trick, it kind of ruins it. Brask's Anointer, so that's a Snipe Sword 2. Sure, that's fine. Am I willing to just trade this off? Considering I'm willing to do this because it's. Oh wait, they have a 1 mana combat trick, right? Yeah, it's the oil. Might as well get it out of the way, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna lose to. At least this time we're losing to the best color. But now let's see. This has vigilance. This one just keeps growing, but it's unlikely our opponent has any creatures big. Well, watch me be wrong. Our opponent's probably gonna have larger creatures than this. But we kind of have to go for that. So 5, 9, 10. Yeah, we have to remember that that is a pretty significant trick. Unfortunately, because we had to of the sequence we had to play stuff, we did not get Terramorphic Expanse down. That would, it's just, we would still be left having to deal with 1 creature anyway. So and yeah, we can. I think I'll play a land, then concede. Yeah, that one did not go so well, but hey, it's fine. We will admit that we drafted the weaker deck this time. So it was unfortunate for us that white was not more open. We could have just gotten a more solid white green deck instead. Yeah, changing halfway and changing halfway again, that one kind of ruined it for us. But also note that in neither of those situations were we ever close to dropping that 8 drop. It's way too expensive. Way too expensive. Okay, this will definitely keeping. Now let's also check. This one is power and or toughness. So this is evolve. We'll save it for a card that we actually want. Though if our opponent is not going to give it, we can wait. Oh, we sequenced that wrong. There's an intervening if, so it's... Oh, it did get it. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. It sequenced it right. And watch our opponent have a combat trick. That's fine. Let's get it out of the way. Loaded Contaminator. That one's a good one for Annex Sentry to take out. Yeah, really have to remember not to walk into those combat tricks. We are 1 mana away from the rest of our stuff. Though we know that these are our most expensive stuff, so everything else is going to be cheaper at this point. Well, there's a Molten Rebuke, so we can rebuke that. It's the worst. It's not the best use of Molten Rebuke, I know, but we kind of have to do it. Yeah, Annex Sentry at least was good. Opponent spending the full 5 into a Maze Skull Bomb. Okay. We really okay. Let's see if we can hit that one mana though. Okay, we hit it, so that will set us up for next turn. No. I actually want our opponent to drop even more creatures here. The toxic not so relevant here. Yeah, opponent's just gonna go all in on this. I'm fine with that, so to speak. I'm actually hoping our opponent plays one more creature. Yes, please play one more creature. Picker played Golem. That's actually fine. Yep. He suspected the trap.
I'll help any way I can. Kneel before the Emperor of Kamigawa.
No, actually I want to drop this so I can protect the Eternal Wanderer. At least we learned that from last time. Necrosquito, Predation Steward. Okay, the Steward's gonna be annoying. Exile, return it at that player's next end step. Okay, so this is where it's interesting. I can play the Engulfer. Buy some time. No, buy some time with the +1. I'm going to. It doesn't come back until their end step, so it's gonna be a while. I'm gonna offer this. I'm gonna offer this trade with the Necrosquito if they want to. They probably won't. Opponents now in a rush to sack to draw cards. Testament Bearer. They will now get their creature back. So based on this one, I can actually just keep plussing this. Keep taking away the one card that can pump the board. And yeah, just swing away. Opponent's gonna trade both for this one. I'm actually fine with that. Okay. We can also start giving up predations. They have another Predation Steward into another land. They might we got ourselves a Basilisk here. I'm gonna actually just exile again. The exile effect is actually much better. And our opponent is forced to chump block. They probably just block the Spore Singer, that's fine. We can draw a card end of our turn. Opponent has another Necrosquito, but we can deal with that. Yeah, opponent concedes. Eternal Wanderer, too strong. Yep, if that does prove it's a Prince format. And it proves that forcing your way to splash is quite ideal if you can. I did not get the other two Terramorphic Expanse. I was confident to splash off the first Terramorphic Expanse, the Dune Mover, and the Prophetic Prism. The other ones were kind of gravy at that point, but I was willing to go with those. Let's see if we can keep pushing, though I think we are one game away from closing this. Like we're one loss away from closing this run. Which is fine. Okay, this mana setup is unfortunately not fine. We have to mulligan. This one is fine. We'll give up the canopy because that's our... So we do have some double green. Well, but we will try to guarantee at least one white. Opponent going into the equipment deck. No, just white blue artifacts. Terramorphic Expanse. Take the planes. This ends up in the bottom. We lose 2 cards that we don't actually need. Yeah, we'll take the planes. So this can become a 3/2 or more depending on the number of artifacts they drop. I am willing to trade. So we got ourselves an Annex Sentry, but we probably want to wait on that. We'll just do the Hexgold Slash first. Let's put this here. We want it to stay for a while. Yeah. Tierist. It's 4 mana, so this is not gonna get it. Okay, but Molten Rebuke will. Yeah, we kind of had to do that, though if our opponent has anything larger afterwards, we are in trouble. The Bardiche is actually fine because we can exile the token. Yeah, we will remove, and we don't have to worry about this one getting taken out. Yeah, that's actually the weakness of some of the more expensive ones. You really have to be white-red equipment to justify running these. Raptor, Watcher. Okay, it's a bit. Yeah, opponent gets to draw a card. Sure. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to pay this one because of our cut mana, but dropping a creature is still fine. Surgical Skull Bomb. Not the worst, actually. I'm actually willing to sacrifice this now, knowing that I don't have an 8-drop to go for. I'm actually willing to swing with both of these now. Opponent is forced to block the bigger one, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, we could use some more card draw. That is one weakness of this particular deck. Opponent definitely wants to take this out because this is more likely to get our opponent way too close to being toxic. Oh, they're actually just sacking it? They're not. They could have bounced it to hand to delay the inevitable, but I think that means they actually have something they do want to play. Zenith Chronic. Sure. Like, he can't. Our opponent can, yes, I'm actually hoping our opponent does not have their own Eternal Wanderer, though actually if they play one now it's fine because they won't have any creatures. They have no crew. Yeah, that's it. And we take. Oh wait, becomes an artifact creature. Sure. Okay, misread that. But now they need to have actual. Yeah, thankfully this one had Toxic also. This is actually just a much better Fairgrounds Warden, but having the Toxic actually helps. Now our opponent needs to have 2 blockers. We don't have any more Proliferate, no, our opponent doesn't know that. Blue Sun's Twilight, gain control. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's not do that. The opponent did not have blockers in that situation. I actually forgot we did have one more way to proliferate. Hey, not so bad from a deck that I consider to be on the average to below average spectrum. Yeah, we made most of our gems back, so and that was off the draft token that we got on the discount. So actually we did make a profit. Okay. This one's super sketchy. We have a lot of trees. We need to hit one more land. Now, and for those who need a statistics reminder, it's 15. Actually, it's going to be 14 because we're going to Terramorphic Expanse one of them out. It's going to be 14 out of 32, which is close to 50%. Close to 50%. I'm willing to keep this because we can get the Hex Gold Slash. But I would not be surprised if we lost, if this becomes a very painful mistake. And yeah, we did draw the land. Do I kind of now I kind of wish we went for white. Yeah, sure, proliferate. Okay, now we can go for white, but we'll do that later. No, technically I should be going for slow bad here. Vraska's Fall gets a poison counter. Okay, so that was actually not the worst outcome. As much as I want to get white now, we do have a chance to draw into green, and we have an adaptive Spore Slinger to play into. Yeah, let's take one white. Let's at least get ourselves closer. Shieldred's Edict. Okay, we hit the Prophetic Prism, so that's some good news here. We probably want to play this first. If we draw a land off the top, we did not, but that's fine. I was saying that if we did draw a land, we... Okay, they're going to proliferate that. Got ourselves a Plague Nurse, but we'll most likely play the Brutalizer first. So our opponent is going to get into corrupted range no matter what happens. Annihilating Glare. This might be painful. Probably have to play the Plague Nurse first. But we're going to have to take another hit off this. Infectious Inquiry. Now opponent does have Corrupted. Yeah, this would be the... This is probably the one way where you can... This is probably the one way where you can get blue-black to be... It plays like a Pauper deck. Which could be a problem. Do they have the anoint? They have the anoint, so we are in real trouble now. Unfortunately, it's an until end of turn thing, so we're gonna have to leave it alone. I'm actually hoping our opponent plays another creature, so Eternal Wanderer becomes viable. Okay, opponent's actually starting to draw cards. Yeah, we have to take this. Yeah, that's a real feel bad, but we kind of have to do it. Opponent's just... I'm starting to note that the blue-black deck is gonna really look at all the removal they drafted and all the spells. It's gonna really look like you could say a pauper-like constructed deck. Okay, opponent goes anoint again. They're probably gonna have more copies of this. This is a sorcery speed also. Ah, not good. Okay, the reason why... Wait! It's not completely bad. We have a different out. No, let's hope they don't have a counter. If this is a counter... Yeah, it's a counter spell. So... Yeah, it feels weird that I keep saying that blue-black is the weakest, and I still stand by... I still stand by that one. That said, there is a way to take advantage of it. It's basically, since nobody wants to touch it, you just keep drafting all the good stuff there. I would say that it's more in line that our opponent, yeah, they had a solid read on the draft. The cards just lined up their way. One can argue that the strategy you can do is just let all the cards come. It's going to... You're bound to get the good ones anyway. But then again, I'm not too unhappy with the outcome. 4 wins, pretty solid there. Yeah, we're just gonna... no, it's more likely that people are not gonna want to talk about that fight. But we're getting some good stuff here. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Again, a shout out to our friends. Shout out to Tim Sopkak, Jericho Ilagan, Clinton Cleo Williams Jr. Thank you guys for liking. Many thanks for the 100. Thanks for the 100 stars, Jericho. It really means a lot. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this show. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. And let's see what this last card is. Yeah, Grapple Rousing.